Here's the Forbes attack. Forbes magazine. You wouldn't think Forbes magazine would come out with a negative article about Tesla. Not a chance. Well, here's how that one goes. So Sunday story about how Tesla missed their Robotaxi launch goal raised a lot of reader questions because many, including the stock market, which sent Tesla's stock up by 10%, got the impression that they did roll out the Robotaxi launch on June 22nd. As such, it's worth exploring the subtleties of the Robotaxi world and what it takes to make one understand just where Tesla is and what one might be optimistic or pessimistic about their prospects. Okay, to start, the article says, it should be understood that the move to unsupervised, meaning having no human needed most of the time for general operation on busy public streets, is by far the highest milestone on the path to a real Robotaxi system. There are a handful of companies which have done this: Waymo, Cruise, May, Nuro, Baidu, WeRide, Pony, and AutoX. Aurora did it briefly on freeways, and there are some doubts on some of the Chinese players as to whether they've done it or not. There are also many more who have tried and still not done it, including Tesla, and also many who have tried and died before doing it, or in the case of Cruise, after. Well, of course, he doesn't mention that the vehicle drove itself from the factory all the way to the person's home, over freeways, etc., with no control, no driver, no rider, no remote, no nothing, but okay. And he doesn't mention the fact that everyone that drives one of these cars knows that it could do it without me supervising. It's not that big a deal. Well, he says, this is the big one. In 2021, I outlined a list of many milestones that Robotaxi teams might attain on their path. The unsupervised milestone, also usually called removing the safety driver, is number 15. What Tesla demonstrated this week was only number 9, which was quite different than that. Elon Musk, however, promised the big one. In multiple statements, he declared that there would be no one in the car and the vehicle would operate unsupervised. This generated a lot of anticipation and also skepticism. Could Tesla really remove what we see in the public release of FSD version 13, which is around milestone 6 on his list? Not everybody does them in the same order, in the same way, he says, all the way to the big one. Could they do it using machine learning and computer vision when everybody else uses more, like maps and LiDAR, in addition to machine learning and computer vision? It was a very bold claim. So bold a claim, as many felt it impossible. But the power of machine learning has surprised the world many times in many ways. We feel confident in being able to do an initial launch of unsupervised, no one in the car, full self-driving in Austin in June, Musk said. And I'm still sitting here going, well, they did. Oh, no, he says. The answer, however, was no. They could not do it. They could produce a Robotaxi service with a supervisor in the car, which is something many companies have done and do today. It's not trivial, but nor is it brain surgery. He says, I would say rocket science for obvious reasons. That would be too much irony. But okay, so this is his argument that he's going to make. He's going to say Tesla did not do what they said they were going to do because they put a supervisor over in the passenger seat, and that therefore it was still a supervised vehicle. I would say that this is a definitional problem, but let's go ahead and let him have his say.